Welcome back to Important Updates, global news without the noise. Subscribe to stay updated.
I'm sure you've heard the news.
Serbia woke up to a crisis. A vital bridge near Belgrade was damaged in a sudden storm, stalling traffic and threatening hospitals. Enter China's CRBC engineers, arriving swiftly with heavy machinery and a mission. Serbia's leaders watched, anxious but hopeful. This was more than a bridge. It was a test of trust, and the world was watching. The project was, in essence, a complete reconstruction of the Sava Bridge, a lifeline connecting Belgrade's bustling city center to its sprawling suburbs. This was no ordinary bridge. It carried trains, cars, buses, and even ambulances rushing to the city's largest hospital. Its sudden closure had created chaos. Repairing it would mean restoring order and hope. What made this project special was not just its scale, but its complexity. The river was wide, the banks unstable from recent flooding, and the weather was unpredictable. Local contractors had estimated months of work, possibly stretching into the next year. But the Chinese team promised to deliver in just 12 days. The very idea sounded fantastical, almost reckless. The site quickly became a hive of activity. Drones buzzed overhead, mapping the damage. Robots crawled along the ruined sections, sending back data in real time. Portable dormitories and kitchens sprang up overnight. The Chinese workers, many of whom had completed similar projects along the Belt and Road Initiative, set up camp right on the riverbank. For locals watching from the sidelines, the transformation was mesmerizing. In less than 24 hours, the bridge, once a symbol of crisis, was becoming a showcase of possibility. Serbia, a country used to waiting, was about to see what speed really looked like. The secret to the project's speed lay in organization and technology. CRBC brought in modular bridge sections prefabricated in China and shipped by air. Each section arrived ready to be clicked into place like giant pieces of Lego. Workers operated in shifts, 24 hours, non-stop. They ate, slept, and worked right on site, minimizing downtime. Advanced machinery made a difference. Automated cranes could lift entire bridge segments in minutes. Laser-guided tools ensured perfect alignment, reducing the need for time-consuming adjustments. Drones provided constant surveillance, allowing engineers to spot problems before they turned into delays. Every move was synchronized, every worker knew their role. Perhaps most impressive was the discipline and morale among the workers. Many had flown in from previous rapid-build projects in Africa and Central Asia. They communicated through interpreters and digital tablets, ensuring everyone stayed on the same page. When rain threatened to derail the schedule, giant tarps and heaters were deployed. Nothing was left to chance. By the 12th day, as the final bolts were tightened and the last inspections completed, the bridge stood gleaming and ready. The city's mayor called it a miracle of modern engineering. The rest of Serbia watched in awe. The message was clear. With China, the impossible could become reality. Before this bridge, Serbia's major partners in infrastructure were European. The European Union funded highways and schools. German and French firms built factories and wind farms. Serbia's leaders often traveled to Brussels, Paris, and Berlin for deals and support. For decades, the West was the main source of aid, loans, and expertise, but these partnerships were slow to bear fruit. EU funds came with strict conditions, reforms, transparency, and sometimes political demands. Major projects could take years to approve, and even longer to finish. Many Serbs grew frustrated seeing their neighbors in the bloc advance while Serbia waited in line. The West promised stability, but not always speed. The bridge crisis laid bare this gap. European companies offered plans, but not immediate action. As the clock ticked, the contrast became stark bureaucracy versus boots on the ground. For Serbia's government, the lesson was hard to ignore. Friendship, it seemed, was measured in results, not just promises. This moment marked a turning point. When help came most urgently, it was China, not Europe, that delivered. The implications for Serbia's future alliances were profound. On the day the bridge reopened, crowds gathered on both sides of the river. There were cheers as the first vehicles rolled across. Local news stations ran interviews with drivers, shop owners, and parents. Many expressed surprise and, honestly, relief at how quickly things had returned to normal. "I never thought I'd see this fixed so fast," said Milan, a taxi driver. "It's a new record for Serbia." Some residents spoke of pride. "We feel like someone finally cares about us." "This bridge is more than just metal. It's a signal that we matter," said Jelena, a local teacher. For business owners, the reopening meant a lifeline restored. Deliveries could flow again, shops reopened, the city began to breathe. Serbian leaders, meanwhile, were effusive in their praise. President Vučić personally thanked the Chinese team, calling them brothers and friends. In televised speeches, he highlighted the cooperation as a model for future projects. "This is what partnership looks like," he declared. Social media buzzed with images of Serbian and Chinese flags flying side by side. Still, some voices were cautious. A few worried about becoming too dependent on foreign partners. But, for most, the mood was upbeat. The bridge had brought not just relief, but really a new sense of possibility. The success of the bridge project sparked debate across Serbia. In parliament, political analysts asked, should Serbia rely more on China for its big needs? The West had talked of reforms and gradual progress, but China had delivered a bridge in just 12 days. Many saw this as a signal that Serbia's future might lie further east. Serbian officials began exploring more deals with Chinese firms, and honestly, talks for new highways, railways, and even technology parks really started to accelerate. Chinese investment was welcomed with fewer strings attached, and for a country eager to develop, this was, well, pretty hard to resist. Serbia's leaders openly praised China as a true partner in difficult times. But the shift came with questions. What would closer ties with China mean for Serbia's EU hopes? Would Western partners pull back? Some diplomats warned about over-reliance on a single foreign power. Yet, the speed and efficiency of the bridge project made a strong case. The bridge was not just a structure of steel, it was a pivot point, signaling that Serbia was willing to look beyond its traditional allies. The Sava Bridge project fits neatly into China's larger strategy in Europe. Through its Belt and Road initiative, China has invested billions in roads, ports, and energy plants across the continent. Serbia, located at the heart of the Balkans, is a key piece in this network. For China, Serbia is both a partner and a gateway to Europe. Chinese companies have already built highways, power plants, and a new high-speed rail line from Belgrade to Budapest. Each project strengthens economic ties and political goodwill. The rapid bridge reconstruction was another display of what Chinese expertise could offer: speed, scale, and reliability. European leaders have watched these moves with concern. Some worry about growing Chinese influence in the region, and others see opportunities for cooperation, but with, a fair bit of caution. For many Serbians, however, the benefits are clear: new infrastructure, new jobs, and a feeling of being part of something bigger. As China's presence grows, Serbia finds itself at the center of a new geopolitical game, a small country with newfound leverage. Now, Serbia stands at a crossroads. On one side is its traditional path toward the European Union, with promises of integration and reform. On the other is the fast track offered by China. Less talk, more action. Each direction has its risks and rewards. The bridge project has made the choice more visible than ever before. Some experts urge caution, warning that heavy reliance on one partner could make Serbia vulnerable. Others argue that competition is healthy, that Serbia should take the best offers from both East and West. What is clear is that the country now has options, and its leaders are, keenly aware of this power. Young people in particular are watching closely. They want modern infrastructure, good jobs, and a sense of progress. For them, the bridge is a symbol of what is possible when politics meets purpose. The future, they say, should not be about choosing sides, but about choosing the best path forward. Serbia's decisions in the coming years will shape not just its own destiny, but the balance of power in the region. The story of Serbia's 12-day bridge is more than a tale of engineering. It is a chapter in the country's ongoing search for identity and direction. The project showed what is possible when urgency meets expertise, and when old alliances are tested by new realities. For many Serbians, it was a moment of pride and awakening. Yet the bridge also raises questions. Can Serbia balance its interests between East and West? Will Chinese investment bring lasting benefits, or new dependencies? What does it mean to be a small nation in a world of great powers? The answers are not simple. What is certain is that Serbia has new choices and new leverage. The bridge has become a symbol, not just of what was built, but of the country's ability to shape its own future. The world will be watching as Serbia decides which road to follow next. The clock may have stopped for the bridge, but Serbia's race toward the future is just beginning.